Hey, God bless you, my friend and sister Sharon. And today we are doing part 6 of how to discern the howl of a wolf. And as we have said, the scriptures tell us through Jesus Christ that you will know a tree by the fruit that it bears. When a man or woman is telling you that they're going to birth you out in ministry, that if you sit under them, they will ordain you, they will train you, they will disciple you, which, don't get me wrong, my friends, Jesus said, go into all the world making disciples. But if you're not careful, you are really the disciple of these mortals and not the teachings of Jesus Christ. And listen, friends, there are many people who are trapped in fellowships where they're waiting for the bishop, they're waiting on the apostle, they're waiting for the prophetess or the first lady to ordain you into ministry. But let us consider these facts. The scriptures tell us that when God put his hand on Moses, Moses left Egypt and ran after he had killed an Egyptian. And the scriptures tell us he spent 40 years in pretty much herding sheep in a very quiet place, just really much him and God, until God revealed himself in the burning bush. He was a shepherd. The scriptures tell us that John the Baptist came on the scene after living pretty much his whole life in the wilderness alone with God. The scriptures tell us that when Paul, whose name was Saul, met Jesus on the road to Damascus, that Jesus then pretty much called Paul to himself. And Paul spent 14 years in Arabia studying, pondering, meditating, listening to Jesus. And these men, each of them, came forth in what God had called them to do without any interference from another mortal. Paul came to Jerusalem, spent time with the apostles that had already been known to have walked with Christ to pretty much compare notes, but it was Christ himself, the Spirit of Christ, that was teaching Paul and preparing him for his ministry. So, beloved, if you believe the call of God is on your life and you are sitting under these that will tell you they're going to birth you out, and you feel that your anointing, your calling to pretty much surrender your life. That's really what the call is about, friends, is allowing God to process us, to bring us to himself, where nothing or no one can come between you and the Father. And this is not something that can be taught. It's something that you discern, friends, and you go after God with your whole heart, mind, soul, and strength, and he will lift you up. He will promote you. It is him and him alone. But if you get trapped by the howl of the wolf that usually entice people who are very weak, people who are very needy, and people who are not willing to walk by faith. So you got to walk this thing out by faith, my friends, or you will come under the submission of abusers who will tell you pretty much you're going to go to hell if you don't submit to their leadership, if you don't have a pastor, if you don't have a church, if you don't have a covering. These people will pretty much tell you you're going to hell. Salvation, according to them, is in the fact that they are the ones to prepare you for whatever it is that you think or believe God has told you you're going to do. Is tied to them instead of him. He or she that has the ear to hear, this is the howl of a wolf. To submit to them or you're out of order, because after all, they have the plan. And you will forfeit your promotion if you don't stay stuck serving them. I want to ask each one of you to consider, if you are in a corrupt fellowship and you know it's corrupt, you know they're all about the houses, the cars, the land, success, money, go get it, go get it. You know this. And you stay there being abused, claiming that God sent you there. Let me tell you what the scriptures say. Paul wrote to the church of Corinth, and he said, anyone that preached that godliness is gain, from which we are to turn away from them. You don't stay, friends, where there is corruption. You don't stay where you see that that man and that woman's labor is for selfish gain and the rewards of ministry. They're hirelings. You know it, and you keep making all these excuses. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why you stay. Because you want to be promoted by man. You have been seduced by that howling of those wolves. Trust God, friends. Trust Him with your life and your ministry for Christ. I'm a witness. In due season, God is faithful, and you will be where you're supposed to be, sounding the alarm, preparing men and women to meet God. God bless you, my friends. Come out from amongst them and trust God with your life and your ministry. Till next time, my friends, God bless.